Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. When does this stop being funny? I'm starting to honestly feel a little bit mean at this point in time. I mean, I feel like I deserve to be mean, but it is still starting to feel a little bit mean in the whole whatever the hell is going on with the tech employment landscape in 2026. So if anybody's new here watching me, just understand I've been talking about the tech world basically being at capacity for real technology professionals at about the 2016-2017 time frame. So actually before COVID, before the work from home boost, before all of that, I've been saying for years, almost a decade at this point in time, that we have had enough technology professionals. Again, this came up when I was watching one angel investor, and the angel investor literally said that he invests in 60 startup companies so that he can get 2 home runs and maybe 10 with adequate returns. So he invests in 60 startup companies and literally expects 48 of them to burn in. Now, however you feel about that math as far as an investor is concerned, the thing that I looked at as a technology professional is, wow, that means you have 48 companies where you basically expect to waste all the resources that they're using, right? All the employees that they have are going to build crap nobody's ever going to use. All the hardware they use to deploy is basically going to go in the trash can. All of the office space, back when we had office space, that was basically not being used to produce anything of any actual value to society. And that is where we were at. With 1% interest rates, the idea is that money is so cheap that you gotta go out there, grab as much of it as possible, and throw it into something that might give you, Facebook or Google returns, that type of deal. And that's what I just looked at, right? I'm like, look, if we're sitting here and we're literally talking only a fifth of the startup companies out there are expected to survive, all the rest of them are going to go in the trash can. That might mean we don't need nearly as many technology professionals as we have. And then we had the COVID bump. And then it was absolute insanity, right? All these technology companies wanted to prove to investors that they were successful, so they just started hiring people, right? And again, the big thing to think about in the technology world is that we scale exponentially, not linearly. What does that mean? In a hamburger joint, if one person can cook 10 hamburgers per hour and you need to sell 20 hamburgers, you need 2 cooks. If you need to sell 100 hamburgers, you need 10 cooks. If you need to sell 1,000 hamburgers, you need 100 cooks. There's some efficiencies with scaling, but with most businesses, there's just not a lot of efficiency with scaling. The thing is, in the technology world, if you have 1 server, you need 1 administrator to administer it. If you have 100 servers, you need 2 administrators to administer them. If you have 1,000 servers, you need 3 administrators. If you have 10,000 servers, you need 4 administrators. Again, bit of the back of the napkin math, but that's what I want you to understand. We scale exponentially. Each additional resource we put into service, whether it's an employee or whether it is a server, is just supposed to do a massive amount of work. And so that's what it didn't make sense with the whole COVID boom, and everybody's working from home, and then you see like Facebook. They hired something like 20,000 people. All these companies were just hiring so many people. And it just doesn't make sense. I was like, but this doesn't make sense. That's just not how our industry operates. Like if you're a McDonald's, if you're a pizza joint and you're like, oh my golly, everybody's so depressed and working from home, they're going to be ordering so much more pizza. Then again, you've got to scale linearly. You got to hire more delivery drivers. You got to hire more cooks. The whole 9 yards. But again, if you're Facebook or Google or whatever, that's not how it works. It's like, oh wow, we're gonna have 10,000 more people on our systems. Great. I don't know, hire 2 more techs. Like that's literally how this shit scales. So it's like when you say, well, all these people are going to start using these online services, it's like, okay, so you're going to hire 100 people, 200 people, maybe 5, maybe you actually have to rack servers. Again, Facebook actually owns, or Meta actually owns their data centers, so you actually got to rack servers. Racking servers is real work. Maybe in order to rack all those servers, oh my golly, you got to hire a couple 100 people. And then they come in and they hire tens of thousands of people. And you're like, no, but That just doesn't It just doesn't make sense. So, anyways, we are now in the world of all this idiocy being unwound, right? We had Microsoft lay off 16,000 last year. We've had Intel. I don't know. They're going through laying off something like 40,000. Meta has laid off thousands of people. Google's laying off thousands of people. And the reason is one, they didn't need these people to begin with. Sorry, boys and girls. And two, the whole investor economic market is getting a whole bunch more wonky. And so it's interesting to see now with Meta is that they're firing even more people. And again, this is fucking huge. And this is where I say, like, a lot of people get angry. A lot of people are like, yeah, Eli's mean. Oh, yes. But they get angry when I get mean. When I talk about so many of these employees having worthless jobs. Fucking worthless job. They're not happy when I say that kind of thing. But what I want you to understand is when these companies can lay off at this scale and still be functional, that means a lot of the employees are fucking worthless. Like we just saw this with Block. So Block, like a month and a half ago, laid off like 4,000 of their employees. They had 9,000 employees. They laid off like 40%, so it was like 4,500 employees. And again, being a technology professional, working on teams, I don't know how the fuck that works. I don't get it. Like, how the fuck do you do your job when half your tech team fucking disappeared? And again, when you got to think about these companies, right? There's hierarchies and there's teams. They're responsible for different areas, right? So again, back when I was in the corporate world, you had your networking team, you had your database team, you had your sysadmin team, you had your regional support techs, right? And so it's not simply that your team gets cut by 50%, which is its own fucking disaster. But again, imagine if the networking team also gets cut by 50%, and the datacom team or the database team also gets cut by 50%, and all these. Imagine when you're just like, oh fuck yeah, we need more, so some more switch ports for this particular office. I'm just gonna call the datacom team and have them FedEx us a new switch. Hey, yeah, we just need you to FedEx that switch. If you can get it to us by the end of the week, that's fine. Oh, you mean the person that configured all the switches no longer works for the company? Oh, and the person that provisioned the switches to be configured, they were actually fired. Yeah, okay, so I get, yeah. But how do I get more ports? Dude, all I need is more fucking ports. I don't really fucking care. Like, can you imagine that shit? And yet these companies can lay off half their employees. And then people are like, no, those people's jobs were important. Eli, those people's jobs were very valuable. No. Again, when I worked in the enterprise world, if half the staff disappeared, it would be what we call a very, very bad day. I don't understand how the company still functions. So here's the thing, the only way the company can still function after you fired half your staff is if most of the staff didn't fucking matter to begin with. So anyways, now we're looking at Meta, and yeah, they're cutting 10% more. They've been doing all kinds of cuts for the past couple of years. Meta will cut 10% of the workforce as company pushes deeper into AI. Yeah. Plans to lay off 10% of its workforce, about 8,000 employees, as it continues ramping up investments in AI. The cuts will begin May 20th, and the company is scrapping plans to hire people for 6,000 open roles, according to a Thursday memo. And this is the other big thing to be thinking about, right? Because again, one of the big things when I talked about people getting laid off before, right? Back when it was 2022, and I was talking about how idiotic this job market was, we were like, Eli, what you got to understand is, if I get laid off at Twitter, I can just go get a job at Meta. If I get laid off at Meta, you can just go get a job at Google. Here's what I want you to understand. Not only do you have to look at the top line job cuts, right? The top line job cuts are the 8,000 people being laid off. And that's like the holy fuck. That's like, oh my God, that's a lot of people to get laid off. But what you also have to realize is they're also closing open positions. So this is not simply 8,000 jobs being taken off the board. If you add the 6,000 open positions that are now being closed to that, it is 14,000 tech jobs being taken off the board. And this is what I want you to understand, The scale of this insanity, I think, is far beyond what most people are grasping, because they're just seeing those top line numbers, and those top line numbers are they're horrible. But I don't think they're doing the other basic math. It's like, well, not only is the top line number horrible, but they're also closing these positions. They're also getting rid of internships. They're also cutting things like contractors. So that however bad that 8,000 number is, that is literally the tip of the crap Sunday iceberg we're dealing with. Meta's latest round of cuts follows several smaller job reductions that the company said were necessary to improve efficiency while focusing its efforts on generative AI, where it's lagged, right? So they've been continuing to do other job reductions. CNBC reported in January that Meta fired about 10% of its employees who were working on metaverse-related projects. Roughly 1,000 people in the company's Reality Labs units were let go at the time. So they just got rid of 1,000 people in January. Another round of layoffs commenced in March and affected hundreds of employees working in a variety of units, including Facebook, Reality Labs, global operations and sales. Meta also said last month that it would shift away from third-party vendors and contractors, which have historically handled content moderation tasks, in favor of relying on various AI technologies. And again, this is where we're talking about too, other jobs. So those third-party vendors and contractors, they're going to be cutting jobs too, but because they are not, common names that you know about, you probably aren't going to realize that those jobs are getting cut. Meta said in its latest annual report in January that it had a global workforce of 78,865 as of December 31, down from 86,000 in late 2022, coming off a wave of hiring throughout the tech industry in the aftermath of COVID. The company said in a 2021 annual report that its global workforce reached 58,000 employees as of December 31st, 2020. And so this is one of the things I also want you to be thinking about here, right? That is almost a 30,000 employee difference, right? So when they got to their height in 2022, so basically within about 2 years, they had gained 30,000 employees. Now, did that ever make sense? Even if the COVID bump had stayed, even if work from home was actually a revolution people thought it was going to be, it wasn't, would it still have made sense that they hired 30,000 more employees? Again, if they hired 300 employees, 500 employees, maybe 1,000 employees in an exponential scaling environment, that makes sense. Doesn't make sense they hired 30,000. No, they hired 30,000 because everybody else was hiring tens of thousands of people, and now that everybody's firing tens of thousands of people, they're doing the same thing too. Remember, with these big tech companies, they are lemmings. The idea that these are visionaries, that they're on the cutting edge of where the world is going, is absolute crap. They have monopolized key components of modern society, and they are paying rent, as much rent as we are willing to pay, basically extracting that out, and that is what they're doing. They do what everybody else does, right? As soon as Elon Musk lays off 75% of his staff, everybody else starts laying off staff too. So anyways, there you go. There you go. More job cuts. More job cuts. And again, it's not just the job cuts, it's also the jobs that will not ever be born. And it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get so much worse. It's gonna get so much. Hey, the Strait of Hormuz is still closed. Yeah. Hey, did you hear about the airlines in Europe? What was it? Is it Lufthansa? Lufthansa has canceled 20,000 flights until fall. And that's one company because of the Strait of Hormuz. So yeah, what is currently going on? Again, and that's the thing to understand. What is currently going on? This isn't actually Trump. I love to blame Trump. Fuck Trump. This isn't actually Trump. This isn't. I'll just say this. This isn't actually Trump. This isn't actually tariffs. This isn't actually Strait of Hormuz or any of the rest of it. What we are seeing right now is simply the industry right-sizing. They are right-sizing to a reasonable staffing level that would be appropriate in a healthy economic environment. They're not right-sizing to an employment level for a very unhealthy economic environment. So basically what we're going to be seeing over 2026 is simply them getting to the level that they should have been at a couple of years ago. And then as the economic disaster really starts to bite, then it's gonna get brutal. It's gonna get brutal. So anyways, what do you think about this? What do you think about Meta cutting 10% more of its workforce, 8,000 employees? What do you think about them closing an additional 6,000 positions? What do you think about this on top of 1,000 already being laid off this year, plus many other layoffs? I don't know. Are you still feeling passionate about technology? Tell me about your passion for technology. Anyways, I don't know. You gotta laugh. You gotta giggle. Have I ever told you about the time when I had my military, my college degree, my MCSE, my telecom certifications, and the rest of it, and I was getting laid off of pizza delivery? Yeah, that's a real fucking story, jackasses. And you're about to find out the reality of it. Anyways, see y'all later.